creates another save file for the other user.
Okay, are we good now?
It does. It does give you another save file for a different user.
Hey, we're back for James Bond.
So
Yep,
apparently you can only have one save file for one user. So you'd have to make a whole nother user in order to have another save file. Wow. Well, time to delete this test user.
One negative point for Breath of the Wild.
I don't know. I'm just confused as to why you can't have multiple save files. That doesn't make much sense. Considering that you'd have to... I mean, it's not really that much of a big deal at the same... Well, maybe it is. I'm not too sure, honestly. I mean, it doesn't take too long to make a user for Breath of the Wild. Like, literally, it doesn't even take that long. You literally just, like, select the icon, you select a username, and then you can just select later for the account, and then, or account linking, and then you're done. You play Breath of the Wild. Also, I like how when you only have one user on your system, when you go to select the game, it says select a user.
It does that on Xbox One as well.
But
if you have one user?
On Xbox One, some games ask me which profile I want to use.
Actually, then again, it is kind of smart because, you know, you might have a person that might be a new user that wanted to be a user on the system, so I guess it makes sense.
But this is probably gonna get some Zelda fanboys out in a rage about this, probably.
Oh yeah, I got death threats for my initial dislike over Ocarina of Time, but now I think the game's good.
I think Breath of the Wild is really good. In terms of the exploration department, quality.
I think I have to break these crates.
I wonder where it takes place in the timeline.
Well, I mean, basically you wake up 100 years after something, so... I'm saying, I mean, I know what happened specifically, but I'm not saying it because I don't want to spoil the game for Brandon, so... Or anybody else.
Yeah.
But basically, you wake up, and you wake up 100 years after something happened. So, if you wake up 100 years after something happened, then it's most likely going to be in the future. Well, technically speaking, in the future, not like fucking robots.
I guess I can't blow it up.
Well, technically, in the future, robots from not Zelda, for some reason. Zelda's probably looks like Zelda gets technology advanced as time goes on.
Actually, then again, you're kind of right, because of the Sheikah Slate is technically technology, so, I mean, you're kind of right in that sense. But then again, how would the Sheikah Slate be a thing? Like how does it exist?
Like, same way probably how robots existed in the past with Skyward Sword, but don't exist.
But there is no robots in Breath of the Wild. That's the thing.
I know, so technology went down, it's going in the decline, apparently.
Oh, so I did break it.
Well then, if that's the case, then Link is not in the sky anymore.
Sky.
I love how you're talking about Zelda, but then again, this is meant to be a little get-together to memorialize my broom, so...
Oh yeah, and on top of that, if we're gonna technically speak Breath of the Wild and Skyward Sword in the same universe, then basically, if Link was in Skyloft or whatever the place is, and not Hyrule, then basically Link would be dead. Because the higher you... Okay, in Breath of the Wild, the higher you go, then the colder the temperature becomes. So if you're in the sky, then Link is gonna die. I mean, unless they provided him winter clothes or something to resist cold, then he's gonna fucking die, guaranteed.
That jet is armed.
According to Breath of the Wild.
He's gonna die.
The incoming cruise missile detonates those
I mean, even if he doesn't fall through clouds, he would die.
Oh, of course, they're talking about nuclear weapons.
Too cold.
Speaking of cold, apparently it's winter here in the mountains.
Yep,
In
and
March.
this was bombed.
and he doesn't even know
Then
it.
again, those two are so interested in Zelda, they're not even going to talk about the game. I don't know.
No, well, we're talking about a game. Does that help?
Wah, wah.
What,
I
this
got myself
game?
an extra life.
Okay, now that you did this, I'm gonna play it.
Yo, motherfucker.
Now that you did that, I'm gonna play this sound effect.
There's a way to get in this jet, but how?
So how is the voice acting in Breath of the Wild?
Pretty good.
Oh my god.
Right.
So far, from what I've gone through in the game, there isn't a whole lot of voice acting because most of the dialogue is through text boxes, but there is voice acting, and there are
Oh
cutscenes.
my god. There's supposed to be a way to get in that stupid jet. I remember it.
So what you do is ask Vandalia for help because he's the fucking game guide apparently.
Oh my god.
I never played James Bond before.
Wow, Adam.
What? What do you mean? Wow, Adam. What the fuck did I do wrong?
This meme you shared with me on Facebook.
Key
Oh,
needed.
that's-
Okay, we need the key. Where's the goddamn key?
Well,
Right
great.
on
Now,
check the dead bodies.
well, great. Now apparently me and Brian are gonna talk about what I shared on Facebook instead of the game. What the fuck? What the fuck has this conversation gone to now? Oh my
Well,
God.
we've gone from Boy Meets World DVDs to Britain to Zelda to memes.
Vandalia, I don't think we
God,
even...
where's the goddamn key?
Vandalia, I don't think
Running
we even
out of
started.
time.
Uh-oh. I'm gonna prepare myself for Schnicklish.
Headphones off.
Fish and mailed.
Nick, you need to insert the fucking Sonic drowning music as the timer's going out.
But then I'll be copyright claimed by Sega.
Or the Mario death music. Da, 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 da.
Schnick, I didn't expect you to say fish and mails. Oh my god. Arms Bazaar? What the fuck kind of name is that? Oh my god.
So what was the meme that you shared?
I don't know. Brian would have to explain it.
It was about.
Let's watch this cutscene since the last one glitched out.
What?
Oh, that's what you're talking about, that British thing. Okay, I see what you were saying now.
Adam shared with me, and it said, "Be careful who you call ugly in middle school." And it was a picture of Woody, and then next to it was a picture of freaking the cowboy from Overwatch,
The one that says, "It's high noon."
McCree. It's High McCree.
It's high tide.
It's a dead guy.
Oh god.
Check the dead bodies for keys.
Shit.
Vandia, quickly, look up Tomorrow Never Dies PS1 game facts.
Oh,
Okay.
see, told you were the game guy, Vandalia. What did I tell you?
Because I'm not ashamed to admit that I do suck at games occasionally. And I need guides to help.
Brandon, how do you do that, that shield surfing thing?
This? Uh-oh.
Did you break it on impact? Okay, no you didn't. No, how do you do that?
You mean this?
Yes, that, Brandon. Tell me how you do that.
Well, you.
Nope,
Oh,
that
my
didn't
traveler shield's about to break. Well, shit. Well, what you do, Adam, is you take your shield and you put it on your arm, and then you just Use it as a surfing shield, man.
Whoa, my TV remote fell off of me. I'm sorry, Brandon. Are you frozen in midair? Has your game soft locked? Okay. What?
It was loading
Loading what?
this area.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Here we are. Locate cockpit key. As you take the picture, Brian will give a call from M16. The British have launched a missile to destroy the bazaar. Well, goody! Run to the door and it will slide up. Bond notices the jet in front of him. It has 2 nuclear warheads on it. He filmed M16. Also, to abort the mission. The missile hits the warhead, there'll be a nuclear disaster. Missile is out of range, they cannot abort. So you gotta get the jet out of here. How, you ask? That's what I'm here for. You have 2 minutes, that's plenty of time. Pull out your assault rifle and just kill most of the guys first. You'll need the cockpit to get the jet. One of the guards has it.
Okay, so we need to kill them.
Run to the very back and to the right. A guy is behind some boxes. Shoot him and pick up the key drops.
If the incoming cruise missile detonates those warheads, you're going to have a nuclear disaster.
Alright, skip the cutscene, or wait, we can't.
Brandon, I swear to God, if I see your
Goddamn.
pirated version of Breath of the Wild on Wii U, load one
And
more
while
time.
last year I just cheated on GoldenEye because that game was unforgivingly difficult at times, this one's still possible, it's just that you have to learn it. Sure, the same thing could be argued with GoldenEye, but my argument is that game loved abusing infinitely respawning enemies, whereas later James Bond games don't do that as much.
Hi, interruption. I'm Mario 2101. How are you?
How are you?
Alright, got the life.
Okay, as I was trying to say, so.
Oh, hell.
Okay, so, Brandon, if I see your pirated version of Breath of the Wild on Wii U load, like just load because it's pirated, like an area one more goddamn time, I swear to God, I'm gonna fucking start like a goddamn. What the fuck? Why can't I remember what that thing is called? A Kickstarter. Yes, there we go. I'm gonna fucking start a Kickstarter. Goddammit.
Alright, can we find the damn thing this time?
Also, Brandon, apparently you completed.
Of course.
Brandon, you completed the 4 shines way faster than I fucking thought you would. It took me a long,
It drops off a dead body.
Brandon, it took me a while to figure out where
It
the
would
other
be like
2
this
shrines
big
were.
pop-up. Where is it? Oh,
It
wait.
says, run to the very back and to the right.
Oh, to the right. Oh my god.
So, Brandon, I'm honestly surprised you found the fucking 4 shrines in like the first day.
There's
That's
a guy
Oh,
behind
there it
the
is.
box.
Yes, he has the
Wasn't
key.
that-
What, Brandon?
20 seconds. Can we do
It
it?
wasn't that.
For me, it was because I couldn't figure out where the fuck.
Oh,
it was
yes!
specifically.
Schnick did it.
And little did I know that
Oh,
they were up in the mountains.
How did you get in that?
What?
Look at Schnick. How the fuck
Yes!
I told him how to do it.
Bond is
Oh.
death incarnate. Not to mention we have a rock theme jamming out in the background.
So, how is the plane able to turn without moving forward or backward that quickly?
I don't know.
Wait, what?
It was awesome,
What
though.
is-
The
what
secret
is
agent
this
plane.
movement? Oh my god, it's so. Oh my god. I mean, I know it's PS1, but I mean, like,
The
really?
secret agent plane.
Oh, so it's expensive as fuck.
Yep.
And
Because
as
they
you can
just
see,
move
this
like
is a
that.
scene from the movie.
The fuck? It's like an RC car. Oh, whoa. Oh, hi. Scene from movie.
I'm gonna
You
leave
guys-
the scene from the movie playing for just a minute, though it's gonna be cut out because of copyright, but I just want to show them.
Yeah,
what
we,
the fuck?
we can watch this, but you guys can't. What's happening right now? You'll probably see some blank screen or whatever right now, like a still image or something. Say, you can't see this.
Wah, wah.
He was the king?
And now we have the title sequence from the movie. Though it looks like it's modified for the
Black
game.
Ops Entertainment.
Because obviously it doesn't say Black Ops Entertainment in the movie.
So did Pierce Brosnan voice this thing too?
No, he didn't. No, he did not. Like, they got a guy called, I think, Adam Blackwood to provide the voice, though Pierce Brosnan did lend his likeness. Curiously, even though Brosnan provided his likeness for a lot of Bond games, the only one where he actually provided the voice was in Everything or Nothing, the Bond game I played years ago. Daniel Craig, on the other hand, provided his voice to every Bond game except 007 Legends. Yeah, they definitely modified the credits for the game, because these are the credits for the game designers and not the guys who made the movie.
What if they didn't modify it and just left it in by accident?
Yeah, well, you know something a little curious?
They almost did?
No.
Damn it.
The next game in this series, The World's Not Enough, which was also based on a movie, unlike GoldenEye and Tomorrow Never Dies, which were respectively exclusive to N64 and PS1, The World's Not Enough had both a PS1 and N64 version.
Really?
Yeah. The N64 version was developed by Eurocom, and it actually resembled GoldenEye in style.
Wow.
It had a multiplayer mode. It was a first-person shooter. It had all the elements you would see in GoldenEye. In fact, it was almost like Perfect Dark. In fact, it's actually one of the very few N64 games that have full voice acting. And for a movie licensed game, that's almost unheard of.
So then for the PS1 version, it's shit.
The PS1 version is definitely lower quality than the N64 version. Black Ops Entertainment came back to make it. And while it is a first-person shooter, and it is a bit better designed than this game is, not to say this game's bad, but...
What's this rated anyways?
It still has no multiplayer. The voice acting sounds really dry compared to the N64 version, and they do use clips from the movie, whereas the N64 version just makes cutscenes. And another thing to keep in mind is that, for some reason, they don't use the opening theme from World's Not Enough on the PS1 version. And you know one thing that's a bit of a cock tease? They play the scene in the movie that leads up to the opening sequence, but then they don't actually play the opening sequence.
Wow.
Anyways, what's this game rated anyways?
T.
Okay, I was wondering because like half naked in the intro sequence.
All Bond games and movies do that.
I know. So I thought why I was wondering why it was rated like more like M or something.
What's funny is that the only Bond movie that ever came close to getting an R rating was License to Kill, for a scene where a guy's head explodes. But anyways, we'll play the next level in the next video. By the way, Carver Media is the newspaper guy.
Wow.
Ratings are weird.
What's weird?
Ratings are weird.
Yeah, they changed early childhood to everyone instead. Or well, they kind of combined it, I guess.
No, early childhood still existed, since there's some Kinect games that use it.
Really?
Yeah.
I thought they got rid of that.
No,
What?
they didn't.
Oh,
Well, then that rating is basically pretty much. That rating is basically dead in that case because I have not seen a game in years use that rating ever.
There's a few Sesame Street games on the Wii and the Xbox 360 that used it.
Well, then I never seen those games then because
Yeah, well, we'll continue
the
in
last
the next
time
video.
the last time I've seen one was on the PS1. That's all I have to say. Bye bye.
Yeah.
See ya.